Today we are going to see logic puzzles.
An island has two kinds of inhabitants: knights, who always tell the truth, and their opposites, knaves, who always lie. You encounter two people, A and B. What are A and B? If A says B is a knight, and B says the two of us are opposite types. So we need to find out whether A is a knight or knave, and B is a knight or knave. A says B is a knight. Suppose what A is telling is true, which means we are considering the case where A is knight. We are supposing that A is a knight. Since we assumed A is a knight, whatever A says has to be true. When A says B is a knight, B has to be a knight. So whatever B says should also be correct. And what B says is that the two of us are opposite types. Which means when B has to be true, A has to be false. Which means that A cannot be a knight. But what we assumed was A is a knight. Hence it contradicts. Hence we can conclude that A is not a knight. A is a knave. A is a knave. Which means whatever A tells has to be false. A says B is a knight. Which means B is not a knight. B is a knave. What B says is that the two of us are opposite types. B is a knave, so B has to be lying. And hence we know A is a knave, and hence A and B are both knaves, and it is being consistent. A father tells his two children, a boy and a girl, to play in their backyard without getting dirty. However, while playing, both children get mud on their foreheads. When the children stop playing, the father says, "At least one of you has a muddy forehead," and then asks the children to answer yes or no to the question, "Do you know whether you have a muddy forehead?" The father asks this question twice. What will the children answer each time this question is asked? Assuming that a child can see whether his or her sibling has a muddy forehead, but cannot see his or her own muddy forehead. Assuming children are honest and that the children answer each question simultaneously. It is given that both of them get mud on their forehead. So, when the father asks the boy for the first time, "Do you know whether you have a muddy forehead?" he is gonna say no. Why? Remember, father had said, "At least one of you has a muddy forehead." Boy looks at the girl's forehead and finds out that she has a muddy forehead. Hence, he is not sure whether he has a muddy forehead. When father asked the girl for the first time, "Do you know whether you have a muddy forehead?" she is gonna say no. Again, for a similar reason. The girl is gonna look at the boy's forehead and finds out that he has a muddy forehead. Hence, she is not sure whether she has a muddy forehead. And so, for the first time the question is asked, both boy and girl is gonna reply no. What about the second time this question is asked? Interestingly, the boy and girl answers yes this time, that they know that they have a muddy forehead. How? Let's see how boy is getting to know that he has a muddy forehead. Boy analyzes the girl's answer when the question was asked for the first time. The girl said no. He thinks what must be the reason for her to tell no. His mind voice is gonna be like, she would have said no because she might have seen mud on my forehead. If she had not seen mud on my forehead, she would have definitely answered yes. Hence, I must have mud on my forehead. I'm gonna say yes. In a similar way, girl analyzes the boy's answer when he said no. And when asked the second time, she is also gonna reply yes. The police have three suspects for the murder of Mr. Cooper: Mr. Smith, Mr. Johns, and Mr. Williams. They all declared that they did not kill Cooper. In addition to that, they had something to say. Smith said Cooper was a friend of Johns and Williams disliked him. Johns said, I did not know Cooper and I was out of the town the day Cooper was killed. Williams said, I saw both Smith and Johns with Cooper the day of killing. Either Smith or Johns must have killed him. Can you determine who the murderer was if innocent men do not lie? Assuming exactly one man among them murdered Cooper. Here is how we do this using our propositional logic. We represented the statements using propositional variables. S, J and W denote that Smith is telling the truth, Johns is telling the truth, and Williams is telling the truth respectively. Here is the translation of our statements into logic expression. And we have some implications that directs towards our conclusion. A implies not C and C implies not E. C implies not E is same as E implies not C. We have seen this fact from our previous lecture. A conditional statement and its contrapositive are equivalent. So now we have these three statements this way. If you see, if J is true, C has to be true. And if S and W are true, C has to be false. And it is given that exactly one of them murdered Cooper. And hence, it has to be